pretty nice.
What? Stand up and acting?
No, well, you have a lovely
She's a mom,
wife.
dude.
She was on a show for a long time.
Yes, she was. But listen,
These are
how
all good.
much
By
money
the way,
did you... Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed.
I don't want to talk about how much I made.
Why not?
Because.
Was it 2
that
commas?
Huh?
Did it... In all said and done, were there 2 commas?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Really?
What does that mean? Was that $10 million? No.
No. 2 What? You really don't know what to...
Oh. I don't want to talk about it. We
All
got to
right.
talk about how much I made on that. I'll tell you, here's the one thing I will say. It's the only movie I've ever been paid real money on, like big time.
Grown-up money,
People
as you
think
said.
grown-up money. When people think of what actors make, that's the only movie in my life out of 50 movies that I made enough to call myself a grown-up for a year.
Not In the Name of the King, a Dungeon Siege Tale?
No, not that movie.
Really?
By the way, we just sold. So I had a big house. We had big cars. And we sold our house. And we sold our cars. And we downsized like everyone else in America. Like our industry has always gone up, up, up. We've always been paid more. It's like, in the 80s and 90s, you would make so much money. But those days in that industry is no longer the case. And there are people like Taylor Lautner, and there are people that make gazillions of dollars. But the blue-collar actor, which I consider myself one,
Yeah, me too.
those days are gone.
Yeah.
We don't make that money.
It's over.
It's never going to happen.
And you have to meet.
Yeah.
You have to do the dance. And you tell your agent, like, well, I just auditioned for everybody. You got to go in again. Why? You got. That's how it works now. You're right.
Yeah, and you also, it's also there. Listen, they used to do 100 movies a year.
To the listeners, we still make much more than you.
Not really. But the problem is the listener goes to work all the time. If we went to work all the time, we'd make a great living. I go to work. Last year I worked 3 weeks a year, not because I didn't want to, but because nobody else wanted my ugly ass. And that's why I look in the mirror every day and go, I'm so ugly.
We are what we think, Matthew. You are what you think.
I rest my case.
What was the movie you worked 3 weeks? Generator Rex?
No, I love cartoon stuff.
Oh, that was a cartoon?
Yeah.
What? Well, 2000. Oh, here it is. I'm sorry. God, you've been in so much stuff.
Yeah.
Was it? Well, you're gonna tell the Pool Boys?
No, Pool Boys was years ago.
Descendants. Duh.
Descendants, but that was 2 years ago. So last year, I didn't do a movie all year.
Yeah. So we really go from like living high on the hog, and that's the other thing people don't understand about when you make a movie. If you have $200 in your pocket on Monday, on Friday you should have $200 in your pocket. You get there, they ask you what you want for breakfast, then they feed you lunch,
Sure.
Then you snack all day. You go home and you pass out. There's no time for errands.
No.
You don't run to the mall because everything's closed when you're done. So the passive income when you do a movie is remarkable. Like you just bring, you could bring you won't, but you could bring in like 3 shirts that need dry cleaning and just hand them to the people in wardrobe. Like, I'm sorry, but these shirts, could you since you got the steamer out, could you just do it? So Descendants, I was so happy to see you in it because not something I bet you would expect to get.
No, never.
As the Lothario guy fucking George Clooney. A guy that pulls a chick from George Clooney.
Never.
You don't go, well, why don't we just get Matthew Lillard? That's how it goes.
Never going to happen. In fact,
he turned down Angelina Jolie.
I didn't. It all goes back to that moment. You are what you think you are. No, look, that was one of those things that I walked in the room, and I was going to take my kids to see like an early preview screening of a DVD I did because I still do the voice of Shaggy now. So it was my first.
There's a lot of DVDs in here for that.
There are, yeah. So
Music of the Vampire is coming out.
It's big.
I'm into it. I'm not mocking. I'm in. That's not a joke.
No,
I'm into it.
It's a great.
I love
gig.
it.
It's a great. Casey
when
Kasem
you have
did it for 100
kids,
years.
shit is over. Like people go like, "What are you going to make Paulie again?" I'm like, "Fuck you, Paulie's awesome." Watch that shit with a 5-year-old, and you fucking look me in the eye and say that shit again, you asshole.
By the way, I auditioned for Paulie. I didn't get that one.
That's all right.
I bet you we auditioned for a lot of stuff that you beat me in.
You were offered the part that he got in Dungeon Siege.
Oh, that's right. I turned down Dungeon Siege. Yui Bowl wanted me to do Dungeon Siege.
Interesting.
And then I looked at all of his stuff and I went,
Why you bring her to shit on my cereal?
What is
that? What is she doing?
It's her company. She's the president. She's the president of Fake Mustache Studios. Without her, this isn't.
Is she here to make me feel little and you big?
No.
Why do you hate me? What I do to you,
It's
woman?
all about overlapping.
I know I was late.
Look, I would not have gotten, criminal intent if you hadn't turned it down. And you did, you did your Law and Order
By the
early.
way, you did your Ghost Whisperer.
That's right. That was a lot.
By the way, that was another year of TV. 2 years of TV.
Let me say one word to you.
TV.
Divorce.
Yeah, it's no bueno.
All right?
It's no bueno.
So what? You really want to keep going with how fucking rich I am?
No, not so much.
Because it all goes away. And you start from zero. At 38 years old, you go, okay, I have zero. Let's build something.
But you just gave it. You just gave
I
it.
bought her out.
I
just gave her everything because I'm not paying fucking alimony. We're not going to be business partners for 8 years or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Here's everything. I left with a leased car and a house. And people go, at least you got to keep the house. Yeah, the house doesn't fucking put money in my pocket. It's opposite. Like now I got to pay for the house. I could sell the house.
Sure.
And I did a short sale, and everybody in my neighborhood I had all these gay neighbors, which, by the way,
best neighbors in the world.
Yes. If you're out there in the world and have any problem with gay people, A, you're just fucking retarded. And B, like, who's more fun? They can take a joke better than anybody. They look fantastic. They will tell you straight up, that outfit is too matchy-matchy. Are you going to work? That's too matchy-matchy. And you'll go fucking change your shit. And you know what?
And they're right.
You give yourself a little blue scarf, your eyes will pop, honey. And you go to work, and everybody's like, you have the most beautiful eyes I never noticed. And you think about your gay neighbor, who, by the way, brings your property value up $100,000 because they put fucking kabuki fountains where the dirt and the grime used to be. They keep that shit on lock, right?
Yes, and they're nice people.
Yeah, well, sure.
In general.
Very nice. And their name is synonymous with, I don't know where I was going with this gay story.
Your neighbors. You were short selling your...
Oh, I short sailed, and all my gay neighbors were like, you really kind of held this all out to dry, selling that house for, blank, whatever it was. And I go, really? Well, I sold it the next day, so fuck you, pay me. Like, I didn't want to sit, like, I was in dire straits. Like, so I did, I made enough to just be even with the bank.
Right, sure.
Because really, when you buy a house, you're just co-owning a house with the bank.
Right.
And then as time goes by, you just buy a little bit back from the bank at a time. And then when you get big, like last comic standing checks,
sure,
you just
That's another thing.
You just put that into the house to get the mortgage to keep the shit. But
that's good.
As Bill Mohr always says, to keep the shit at shoe level. You bust tables before you were an actor. What restaurants did you work at in the OC?
Geronimo's Bomba Bay Cafe in the Upper East Side.
Oh, in Manhattan?
New York.
Not in Orange County?
No. Oh, in Orange County, I worked at Elizabeth Howard's curtain call dinner theater.
That sounds like a fake
I
place
thought
in a Marx
for
Brothers
sure
movie.
Because my idea was like, if I'm a busboy here, I'll be discovered.
Yeah,
they'll need somebody to come on to play like the king, the next king at the end of
Dinner
Camelot, and I would like do my shift and then go on stage and be the king in Camelot. Or like West Side Story, I could be a jet. I literally thought I'd be discovered at Elizabeth Howard's.
Your house disgusts me. It is filthy. It smells like pee, and it smells like cat litter. Seriously. You have the most disgusting... And what's with your garage, bro? What's going on with your garage? Really? All different shapes and sizes of screws and nuts and bolts? Those are going to come in handy. Are you a hoarder? Are you a blorter? Are you a blorter? Go to jmohr.com, click on the U.S. storage banner, get 3 months. Listen to me. 50% based on availability, 50% off at U.S. Storage. You will also receive a $25 moving supplies credit, boxes, locks, whatever you need. U.S. Storage Centers. Stop being filthy.
I mean, by the way, that was making it.
Yeah, but that's not a ridiculous thought. That is like a thought out thing.
Well, when you're 16 years old.
I want to be in show business. I'm 16. I want to act. So I'm going to bust tables where show business happens.
Well, that to me was the definition of huge in Orange County. Like if I had,
and then now it's like it's so sad. Like
now
right now, there's
gone.
somebody doing dinner theater.
Yeah, it was gone.
There's a place in Seal Beach where they're like live dinner shows, and you're like, no, not at Polynesian Sam's. Don't act at Polynesian Sam's across from.
By the way,
Turks.
I would do. I mean, there's a big part of me that just wants to run away from all this crap and do the medieval times. You have the whole medieval times thing. Medieval times is the greatest job in the world. You get the chick every night, and people around you are just so drunk and happy with turkey legs in their arms, and you're the blue fucking knight, and you get a sword fight every single night. Dude, that is perfect.
You know, there is something to be said for that.
Yes, and
you
just walking away and be like, I get paid $1,000 a week. I have my apartment in Pomona, and I am killing it, dude. Because if I go early and I stay late, I'm gonna just bang bitches.
I bang bitches in a 17th century voice. You never leave character. You're like, would the lady care for another yard of mead?
Hi,
Suck
good
it.
gentle. But your hair could be long, and you could grow a beard, and it just wouldn't matter.
I'm with you. I'm all about
Tunics.
I'm with you. I'm. How do I get out of here? How do I make the money I make doing stand-up?
You can't, but you don't need that money. You're going to get rid of all this stuff. You're going to take the love of your life and your kids. You're going to move an apartment in Pomona. And every night, you're going to fight for the king. You're going to fight for the Blue Army. And you're going to win, dude. And sawdust and turkey legs and fucking mead is the shit that you're going to live for. And screw this.
You want to know the most amazing part about that whole dream? After every show, there's a fucking meet and greet.
Yes, every night. You're like,
So you really are just doing the same shit for 1% of what you would normally
Yes,
make.
but you have no
still got to
stress.
go out there and
Dude,
be
you
like,
could be the greatest.
Who do I make it out to? Michelle?
Yeah, but you can tour the country. Like you can go to exotic places like
touring the
Nashville.
country now
You go to Nashville
for a lot of
or
money.
San Antonio or
Matthew,
Wichita.
I'm touring the country now for a lot of money.
You don't have a sword, bitch. You can have a sword running around the country.
If you need a hit, give me a holler plus a pen and a pad. The mic is my sword, and these are my words. I say them to you. I rock the mic every town I'm in, every town I'm down. I crush it without plug it in and begin. Can you rock a party without rehearsing?
You
I can. KRS-One by all means necessary.
My philosophy?
This is my fucking sword. This mic in my hand.
Come on, dude. That's not going to do it. If
know.
I have a morning star and a shield, you're dead. Dude, you gotta,
You're right.
you gotta.
But there's got to be something other than medieval times. Like my thing is,
Yes, there's a pirate one right next to it in Buena Park.
Yes.
He's like, hey, Sheriff Denver, you can have a fucking hook and a dagger and a rapier, and you can get bitches and ride around and fly around on the rope and go from ship to ship.
What if I'm in like the drag, like Frank Marino's Joan Rivers drag show in Vegas? Every night I just go out and I do Britney Spears, "Toxic Baby," and just do that.
But see, you always have to take it to the 10th degree. Why can't you be in that shit in I'm telling you, Pomona is the next hotbed.
Look, I'm ready to open a paint
Pomona's the
store
thing.
in Topanga Canyon. I'm ready to go down
paint
to
store?
down 10th degree. I'm ready to totally tap out.
What is it called? It's Gary on Mary's paint store?
No, it's called Just Paint.
That's terrible.
Not Circus Man
That is
Paints.
just terrible.
Circus Man Paint.
You got to aim higher. Go to Pomona.
I'm going to go to Kauai. And
I have a friend of mine that just did that.
go to
built a
Kauai,
compound in
and I'm going
Hawaii.
to sell umbrellas.
You could if you cash. This is my fantasy. If you cashed out everything right now,
Yeah.
you took your nice house.
I would owe money.
You would?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, see, I don't. My whole life is
I'm 4 years into a mortgage. It's not,
Yeah, but sell it. Just sell the house.
All right, and then okay.
But you
sure.
have your down payment.
Sure. All right, so go ahead.
But I'm saying
Cash out, right?
cash out
and move to Pomona.
and move to Pomona or like
Or
Hawaii,
another town.
or go to Costa Rica. Or isn't this the fantasy of going to Ireland and just be like, I'm just gonna raise my kids and not worry about it. I'm gonna do something that makes me happy. And sometimes this industry does not make me happy.
But the problem is playing make-believe is really the only thing that makes me happy. So I got to figure out a way. I know we got medieval times in the pirate one. That's another way to play make-believe. Or I could just go teach kindergartners in Maui like how to be a leaf on the ground. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I love show. Everything about it is appealing.
No.
It really is.
Okay, I'm with you. By the way,
Craft service.
I don't live in Pomona, and I'm with you. I mean, look, my fantasy is to run away and teach. If I could teach acting the rest of my life,
I would coach.
I would
I
do
would
that.
run away and coach
like football.
wrestling.
Oh, really?
Just make champions.
But doesn't that make that would make me happy?
That would make me very happy.
Not
However,
coaching
when my bills came in and I went, wow, I really can't cover DirecTV, I'd say, fuck that. Get me on the Hallmark Channel, stat. I mean,
I'd just rather. I mean, so here's the funny thing. So 3 years ago, I was like, I can either go do In the Name of the King 2 Electric Boogaloo and make money and just sell out,
you dance to Save the Rec Center.
or just get out and we got out. We just changed our life.
But you just came from a fucking movie. You didn't get out. You just sold a movie.
No, but
today.
what my
You're
point
full of
is,
shit.
my point is that instead of taking really bad stuff,
Yeah.
I just sold my house.
Dungeon
we sold our
Siege.
cards, and we just downsized our entire life
Right.
because instead of continually having to compromise who I am as a man, as an actor, as an artist, I was like, fuck it, I don't want to do it anymore. So I just stopped playing that. I stopped trying to race in that level.